Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief, proudly brought to you by Lay of the Land. I'm Rolene Marks with all your election updates. Yes, it is the 17th of September. It's election day in Israel, and if you are experiencing a sense of déjà vu, don't worry, so are we. But we are very, very proud of our robust democracy and our right to vote. And despite predictions of voter apathy, Israelis have headed out to the polls in their droves. In fact, the numbers of voters are high, and the Electoral Commission is saying that they are perhaps the highest in 30 years. So it shows you that despite having to do this twice in 1 year, I mean, democracy is so great here, we're doing it twice in a year, Israelis feel that they revere their democratic right and are exercising it. And just a few updates within the last couple of hours. Both the leaders of Kahol Velavan, Benny Gantz, and Likud, Benjamin Netanyahu, who the exit polls yesterday had at neck and neck to win, have implored people to please go and vote, each claiming that they are losing. So those are last-minute tactics to try and get everybody to the voting stations if they haven't already done so. And as we do here every election day, we vote and then we beat, or we vote and then we eat. And President Rivlin coming out on TV earlier today and saying to voters that he will do absolutely everything in his power as president and within the remit of the law to ensure that if results are deadlocked again tomorrow, he will not go to, or he will prevent going to a third set of elections. And again, imploring people to get out there and exercise their democratic right to vote. And you can be sure that the Israel Brief will keep you updated as soon as we know what the results are looking like. And while we are staying with voting, we need to have a look at some of the assumptions people make around elections in Israel. I know that social media networks like Twitter are all abuzz with accusations that it's democracy for some and not for others. Well, I just want to put that at rest, because all of Israelis or Israel citizens have a right to vote, provided that they are over the age of 18. Everybody's automatically entered onto the voters' roll, and all minority communities are represented. And just to clarify that Israeli Arabs, being a minority community, have the right to vote and are represented in the Knesset, in the parliament. However, Palestinians are not citizens of Israel. They fall under the leadership of the PA authority in the West Bank, or Hamas in Gaza. And should the PA decide to have democratic elections, they could vote. However, Abbas is in the 15th year of his 4-year term, and we know what the situation for democracy is like in Gaza. But Israeli Arabs who want to exercise their right to vote are fully welcomed and fully encouraged. And staying with rights, let's take a look at what is happening with the Women's March. The Women's March came to global consciousness just a couple of years ago, advocating for gender equality. However, 3 of its leaders, Bob Bland, Linda Sarsour, and Tamika Mallory, have garnered a lot of controversy for their anti-Semitism. And today it was announced that they had stepped down or resigned in July, although some have it that they were fired in July, and have stayed on for transitional purposes and have now formally left the Women's March. And if we remember some of their controversial statements, Tamika Mallory calling Nation of Islam leader and arch anti-Semite Louis Farrakhan a goat, the greatest of all time, even though he referred to Jews as termites. And Linda Sarsour famously advocating that there should not be an Israeli state, and saying that Zionists are creepy. And we can't forget, just from a women's rights perspective, her attack on a Somalian activist by saying that she does not deserve to have a vagina. And this is an activist who is very, very famous for speaking out against female genital mutilation. And other leader, Bob Land, also facing criticism for her use of Nation of Islam bodyguards for security. So while they have left the Women's March and will now be replaced by a board of 16, there is still some controversy over one of the appointees, and that is Zara Balu, who comes from CARE, one of the Islamic movements in the United States, and she is facing a lot of criticism for her blatantly anti-Semitic comments that she has tweeted out. And we only hope that the Women's March have learned from the controversy, learned from the hurt that they have caused many, many women, and do something about Balu before the movement descends into chaos yet again. And staying locally, defense chiefs have admitted that they had to forcefully stop Prime Minister Netanyahu, who is also currently our defense minister, from engaging in a very, very robust military campaign in Gaza. Defense chief said that to stop him quite forcefully, and they were very, very concerned that this was a last-minute attempt at turning this into political gain. And there were a lot of concerns that not only could we potentially go to war, but also that the Prime Minister could have been gambling with the safety of his citizens for political gain. So a lot of controversy, but we will only know tomorrow when the final results are in. And although many around the world may object to whoever the results favor, it is Israeli democracy at its finest, and the people would have spoken. But if you want a break from all the electioneering and you want to check out really great content, don't forget that you can visit our website online at www.layoftheland.online. You can read an article that I've just written called Understanding Zionism, which I hope explains some of the myths and allegations around Zionism. And if you like it, you can like it also on our Facebook page at Lottle Site. Like it, share it. You can also follow us and invite your friends to like our page for awesome content as well. And if you want your briefs delivered to a device near you, you don't have to just go to Facebook. You can also go to our YouTube channel. Just Google at the Israel Brief on YouTube, click on the subscribe button, and hey presto, we are there. So I'm Rolene Marks with today's Election Day Israel Brief, and tomorrow I'll join you for tomorrow's Results Israel Brief. Until tomorrow, we'll chat again soon.